Silent, let me know.
Silent,
okay.
silent. Unmute the Discord so
It's
they can hear
unmuted.
Kiwi.
I think it's unmuted. We're okay.
Is it
Wait,
unmuted?
Kiwi.
Yeah, I think so.
What
Shh.
team?
Alright, shh. Wait. Silent, is it unmuted?
I said yeah like 7 times.
Okay,
Wait.
cool. Alright, so we've got the playoff game of the
Wait,
day today. So we've
Have I
got.
been muted this whole...
What do you mean? Wait.
Have I been muted this whole time?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wait, yeah, we're good.
Okay, we're good.
It's unmuted.
Okay.
The stream is unmuted.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna start commentating now for you all to start trolling. All right, so we've got the game of the day, the playoff game between LUX versus NSU. Both teams have played Ascent numerous times, and both teams have put up good numbers on this map. I'm really curious to see how NSU and LUX combat each other, first being the second and third place victors in the league. So we're gonna be seeing how Penguini, of all players, is gonna, pretty much dismantle or try to attack the NSU defense. Or LUX defense. I actually don't know where everyone is. CK loves taking this space, especially early on in the game, trying to create the space and try to create some pinch pressure. While on the other side of the map, there are some gunfights. Pina Colada wins the gunfight on the guy in A main. Penguini is in cat. Penguini goes for the double satchel, gets a right click onto the jet, and A main picks up the ghost. But they do not have bomb. Penguini in the 1v2 has no information on where either player are. He's going to be pushing forward, especially with the time in his hands. He has the time to re-rotate and re-flank, but he's going to take the contact onto the alarm bot on tree. Shoots the alarm bot, has no info about, now has info on 2 players here. Goes into the corner, tries to figure out how to take this gunfight. Takes the 1v1, misses a few shots, 35 seconds into the round. It looks like they do not want to give him any more 1v1s here. Penguini being low, holding the crossfire. Oh, Penguini does not secure the round. No FCK closes it out, giving the 1-0 lead toward LUX. The onto the Gecko. Jack getting the orb on A main. Gale getting the kill onto over the border. Oh, Penguini gets the first pick onto the guy in CT. Songhoon picks up the Spectre, makes it a 2v2.
Last player standing.
The 1v2. Killjoy is low. Unlucky. And LUX close out the second round. No FCK seems very adamant that he knows that someone is main. Songhoon gets the first pick. No FCK trades it. Gecko holding the stairs position. Gets the pick, makes it back into a 2v2. Both of them are in isolated positions, which is kind of interesting. KO pops the flash out, flashes both teammates. Gecko gets the first pick, but gets traded out by no FCK, and they secured their bonus. NSU are going to be feeling really bad about losing that round, especially with the fact that this was their buy round into the low buy of LUX. LUX really were adamant on holding it out and had the read and the rotate, and OFCK getting 4 was extremely important and pivotal, especially in the attack. And gets the raised rocket to make it a 3v2. The turret is watching heaven. Oh my god, no, FCK gets 2. Goes for the third, cannot get the third, but Goosey is there to trade it up. And that was a really good low buy from NSU. Trying to dismantle the eco and getting the operator off is extremely important since it is a huge investment. Penguini did invest the ult rocket into this round, but I think it was quite worth for the amount of eco that they've just dismantled. No FCK's lockdown gets destroyed. Bend over, pushes up lane. No FCK gets the trade. They have info that over the border is in lane. Coming in lane, Lin is holding the angle. Over the border is trying to pre-fire through the wall. Is not getting any contact. Gets traded out by LUX with a beautiful retake on the LUX defense. This was a 3v4. This was a 3v5 that was converted by LUX, with no FCK leading the charge yet again, getting those 2 picks onto the guy in lane and the guy in logs, allowing LUX to really creep back into this round, especially on the NSU attack. The 1P has no information that Songhoon is behind him. Songhoon gets the first pick, hits Omen for 145. Pina Colada being the healthiest of the two, gets the first pick, gets the second pick, making it a 1v1. Penguini backside in a 1v1. Can they secure this the first round? No, they cannot. Penguini with the 4K to secure NSU the first round on the attack. It looks like Lux wants to play the aggressor of the three, getting the 3 picks onto main. Bend over gets the 3rd pick, and that round was so fast for me to even commentate, but it looked like Lux just wanted to take the gunfight onto A main, having the read that they were going to be pushing A. The trade just worked in favor, and it looked like there was no util on the side of NSU to even clear it out. I think if I was Lux in this situation, I'd be really happy with the round, especially with the fact of how much they invested into the last round. Dismantling the economy of NSU, it looks like they're going to be quite broke, especially for the first half of the game. Delay of Lux. And Lux are starting to figure out that this is exactly what NSU wanted. No FCK is going to go and clear mid, but gets unchecked by Penguini. Penguini does not know that he has a space in B. Goosey is holding from CT. 1P and Goosey double swing CT together with the Omen ultimate behind to retake the B space. But it looks like this was all a ruse, as NSU are going towards A. Pina Colada pops the blade storm, trying to slow it down as much as possible. No idea that over the border has pushed up close onto tree. Bend over pushes up forward, trying to get the space. 1v4. Can Bend over secure the 4th round for NSU, or the 2nd round for NSU? Pina Colada jumps onto Jenny, has no idea that Bend over is underneath it, but then gets the re-clear after the missed shots by Bend over, making it 11-1 to Lux. Is going to go reposition towards A main. Jet gets detected by the KO knife, pulls back. Song Hoon is playing close, trying to get the early aggression as much as possible. Gets the first pick, gets instantly traded by Goosey. Goosey is now onto the A site, closes the door, has no idea that Omen is close, but then gets the information off the classic. This looks like a fast retake by NSU. Penguini gets the first pick, gets detected by the Gecko Flash. Oh, NSU get the retake completely perfectly, disrupting the Lux attack before they could set up into sight. Looks like a 1v4 with the power of friendship on the side of Lux. And NSU secured the first round of defense. And this was quite interesting. It looked like NSU just did not want to let Lux set up, especially for the post plan, especially with the stall util that Lux have. This was a really smart call by NSU to take the space way before Lux could set up onto site. Space to Lux whatsoever. Playing practically a little bit reserved. Gecko's trying to pick up his orb, gets traded out, kills the scale droid, but gets traded out by Penguini. Songhoon is top mid, gets caught up by 1P, but 1P misses his shots, and Songhoon gets the re-aggression. It is a 4v1 on the side for NSU. And this was the first bonus round conversion for NSU this game, and Lux are now trying to figure out how to disrupt this NSU attack, or defense, I mean. It looks like 1P is going to call a timeout, trying to slow down the game as much as they can. This is really smart on the side of NSU, especially for the fact that they want to make sure, or on the side of Lux, I mean, they want to make sure that, like, Lux especially is Pina Colada right behind when Penguini gets the first pick. It's instantly traded up by Goosey. They are going to try to disrupt this as early as possible. Songhoon gets one, over the border gets another, Goosey gets one more, 1P gets one more. What? Having no info that 1P is in logs, but 1P does flash himself, puts himself in the 1v1 position, but gets traded out by over the border. This was a super fast retake on the side of NSU yet again. It really just looks like they just don't want Lux to set up whatsoever, especially with the comp that they have. And it looks like Lux are just not able to set themselves up, especially in the post-plan positioning. I think Lux had the greatest read on the fact that there was going to be more towards A that round, and I just think that it was just a little bit of the fact that they were trying really hard to take the fights to them, not realizing that NSU were doing the same as well, but with just the better guns. And it looks like they are going to get Songhoon. Songhoon does not clear the corner, gets free gun, and on this other side of the map, Pina Colada and Lin get another pick. Penguini trades out with 2, making it a 3v2, but Penguini is low. So the health advantage is certainly towards Lux in this situation, but let's see how they can convert this round, especially early on into the game. Penguini is holding a very tight angle with full trust that his teammates are holding him on his cat. But this is going to be really tough, especially for Penguini, especially with the health that he has in the position that he's in. But as you can see, that Lin is making, or over the border is making his way over.
Gun here.
Goosey's going to try to get the Vandal and secure the bomb for bottom mid. Picks up the op and pulls back, gets smoked up onto tree, and no FCK kills Bend over on the other side of the map. Penguini tries to take the trade, but gets traded out instantly, making it a 2v2 because Bend over goes over the border goes unchecked. Gets his third one of the round. No FCK and Pina Colada are in a terrible situation. They lost the bomb in A main because of Over the Border, who went unchecked to get 3 on the round. No FCK is re-aggressing towards Heaven, and I don't think Gecko has any information that he is towards Tree. Oh, they've just slipped each other. It looks like they just slipped each other, and no FCK is about to get a really good timing, especially onto this Gecko, but the Gecko has no information that they have re-aggressed toward Heaven. Starts to hear the Killjoy's footsteps, but has no information about the Jet.
Get him, wingman.
Makes a little bit of noise, opens the door, tries to create a little bit of pressure onto No FCK, and No FCK is pushing up into the 1v1 against Omen, and Pina Colada is about to take the bomb and run away. This is really good Valorant on the side of NSU. Understanding the situation, it's a 1v1 onto the site, but Pina Colada misses the shots, and somehow NSU have pulled that round back with 4 on Over the Border side. And this is all going to be onto the Gecko's hands, trying to buy as much time as possible, and Pina Colada gets the third of the round at 5 HP, trying to go for the more aggression, especially early on with the man advantage. This looks like a really brilliantly crafted run by the side of Lux. Pina Colada really giving a lot of, you know, Yuto and a lot of space off of the fact that NSU are giving no respect to Lux whatsoever, picking them one by one. Penguini gets one, chucks a nade close, trying to clear out the close Jenny position. Bendover slowly right behind him. Penguini swings out first. Bendover gets the pick onto Pina Colada, making it a 2v2. Penguini is a main, trying to clear it out.
One enemy remaining.
No FCK and Heaven. Both of them are low HP. This is an important round for No FCK to win. But Penguini's gonna stick the bomb, but No FCK is gonna clutch it out for Lux, making it 12-8 and putting Lux back onto match point. Penguini is still on stairs, holding the close position, kills No FCK, making it a 4v2, 3v1 onto the site. Goosey is on site alone on an island right now, pushing up onto the close position, trying to get a close angle. Gecko's pushing up as close as he can, gets traded out instantly. Goosey had no space whatsoever, tried to put himself in an isolated gunfight, but then Gecko was just a little bit more aware of where his position is. Nancy tries to take the first pick onto the guy on Heaven. Penguini gets one, Penguini gets 3, leaving it in a 3v1 position, but they have no idea about Goosey. Goosey goes unchecked, but gets re-cleared, and NSU have completely disrupted the economy on the side of Lux. Porter's the only one on A main. He's about to face every player on the side of Lux, making it a 4v3 on the side of Lux. NSU are in a man disadvantage on the defender-sided side with the KO knife right behind them, disrupting just. KO Molly misses by 1p, but they have no idea about Lin's position. If Lin goes unchecked here, he is the win condition for Lux at the moment. Bendover clears out Lin's position, has information, but loses the gunfight. Penguini is there to trade it out. Penguini is now 1 HP, swings out, gets the second ping, gets the third pick, swings out bottom mid, sees that the last two are Hell. Songhoon in a 1v2. This is going to be an extremely important round to win. Pina Colada is low. Does Songhoon close it out? He does close it out, bringing NSU back up to 11. This game was 11-1 in the half, and now it is 12-11 with Lux being at the back burner on the low buy. This is a really good Valorant out of NSU, and this is quite surprising to see, especially being 11-1 down in the first half. But no one's going to re-aggress off that. Songhoon gets the first pick onto the 1p. Pina Colada gets another pick. Penguini with the nade kill, and Songhoon with the knives. The Blade Storm does activate, having the info that the last two are towards A main. It looks like NSU are looking good to secure this last round before OT. Yeah, the Mollies are just going to stall as much time as possible, as Lin is going to try to take the space as early on as possible, trying to get the pick. Songhoon is going to swing into 2, makes it a 4v3.
30 seconds
Penguini
left.
is going to re-aggress back onto A main, help over the border, and as you can see, Bendover is going to put his turret down to make the initial contact, especially when the smoke dissipates. They walk out of the smoke. Lin gets another pick over the border, gets one more, making it a 1v1. NSU get the trade-off with Bendover and make it 12-12 on the half. NSU were down 11-1, keep in mind, guys, and they have just brought it back to make it 12-12. He relies on to No FCK. No FCK gets one, makes it a 4v3, takes it onto site. They have the right read that all of the players were towards A, clearing out the site just to make sure and get the information that they are okay. looks like Lux are just going to play this a super slow retake. They don't want to give any picks to NSU here. Gecko getting detected by that KO knife is extremely pivotal as well, and makes KO assume that he is lane, which they then make noise that they have fallen off. Gecko getting one here will be huge. Makes it a 3v3. Gecko still has blind with Dizzy out. Dizzy goes out, doesn't detect the jet, has no information that the jet is close. The shock dart goes into B main. Smoke on stairs. Gecko's buying as much time as possible. Glenn gets one, and NSU finally convert an attack round. And this is crazy good Valorant on the side of NSU.
Switching sides. Match
This was the
point.
second attack round they've converted this whole entire half, and that too on an overtime round. The momentum is really looking into NSU's favor, and I think it's quite interesting that LUX have not found an answer to this NSU aggression. They stacked forward towards A that round, thinking that NSU were going to lean towards A, but that was just all a ruse. They were just trying to build out the rotates and fake out the rotates, which was brilliantly called on the side of NSU. Penguini at 32, the firm leader in kills of this round, and Pina Colada at 27. It looks like this is just have the win condition here in the side of Songhoon. Songhoon can push out and win this round for NSU. NSU pushing up. Songhoon gets the first pick, making it a 4v2. Lin is in an isolated angle. One is still free door. Gets the pick. Lin is still held. 1 HP. And NSU win this map 14-12 with an 11-1 start on the side of LUX. This was a crazy game to commentate and look over, as NSU have actually just brought it back.
Wow.
What a game.
Oh my gosh.
That was a
We will
that was a-
take a 5-minute break. Let them know. You also have to keep in
Wow.
mind that it was a Lux map pick, and NSU
Lux.
came
Okay,
back.
so one thing, I think it's really interesting to note that no FCK really was the pivot point, especially in the Lux's defenses by taking the space B main. But then after getting shut off, especially when they went onto the attack by the NSU defense, it looked like he lost his confidence. He didn't put his turret back up in B main anymore. He wasn't taking the space, and Lux just looked like they were just gonna play the super reclusive, defense, and it didn't really work out in their favor.
One of the best games I've seen in a while. Wow.
I was really
The
impressed.
retakes by NSU were just like actually insane.
The retakes when they didn't even let the Lux get into position to even get into those points.
I think that was really good. That was a really good call, because they have no info minus the Gecko flash, right? So it's like they were fully relying on the fact of Penguini getting in as early as possible. But Penguini was insane. When we talk about him, like he was the pivot point, especially for a lot of rounds for NSU. Bro is gonna compete with Jeremy. All right, let me go get some water. 1 sec. It's quite interesting to see that they've opted for the split to go for the single duelist, which is quite
It
interesting.
looks like
and quite
both
different.
teams will be playing double controller as well.
It looks like it's going to be Ameriquoff. Queef and Grandma is hovering over the jet. It looks like they do want to stick with the double duelist. I don't want to keep calling her Queef and Grandma. I might just call her Jet. Penguini is hovering the breach. I don't know what approach that these guys are trying to go for.
I think
But it
NSU is toying with us right now.
I think NSU might be just toying with us here for a moment, because someone did have to go get water. Penguini does lock into the jet. Pina Colada on the jet, on the or not the jet, the Rays. Pina Colada on the Rays on the other side. This is going to be a really good Rays game from both teams. I'm really curious to see this head-to-head, because it looked like Penguini was in the lead for his team with 32 kills, with Songhoon being behind him with 27. This is going to be a really interesting game to see if Penguini, with the as a sole duelist, can really take NSU over the line, especially on their map pick. But sends the Omen flash up, not knowing that Cypher might have lurked up B main, but Cypher sending his cage out really gives. But on the other side of the map, it looks like Pina Colada is taking the fight to them on defense. No FCK gets the pick onto Penguini, making it back into a 3v3. And it looks like NSU are just going to retake together towards A main, straight into the Cypher setup. And it looks like Cypher is going to be pretty much calling it out to his team that they're all in sewers. Does 1P know? 1P does not know, and Viper does not know. They think this is still a B take. Queef and Grandma takes no FCK, getting her third pick of the round, going up into A ramp, stunning up A ramp. Goosey is slow behind, and it looks like 1P is rotated in. Queef and Grandma dropping the bomb behind his team, her teammates. 1P takes a pick. Queefing Grandma gets her 4th pick, gets the ace, and secures the first pistol round for NSU. It looks like the momentum from the Ascent game has carried over onto Split, as Breach, of all players, is getting the ace for the first round. And this is extremely important to note, because Breach's ult, especially early on in the game, is going to be extremely pivotal and extremely important for NSU's attack. Being 4 away as early as possible, raise, leaving him at 54 HP. Appa gets a trade through the cage, making it back into a 4v4. Getting the Cypher pick was extremely important, but they are going up ramp. No one is towards A main. And it looks like NSU are going to just try to find a pick and try to take the space as early as possible. Not realizing that LUX have fully rotated over to the A site. Not a single player on LUX is on B. And it looks like they've figured out the picture, as Omen and the Viper are starting to rotate away. And Pinguini and Lin are going to be holding on. Or not Pinguini and Lin. Pina Colada and Lin are going to be holding on to the A heaven position. Viper re-clearing through B main. Has no B heaven, has no information that they've already walked up B main. All 4 players of NSU are towards B main, but I think the smoke is going to give it away that they are coming towards B. Goosey calls for the team that they have popped Breach ult onto B, but there is no one on site. So that Breach ult just is used to get the space. Appa with the only one with the Phantom on his team. This is going to be quite interesting to see how they take the site.
Scout destroyed.
Queefing Grandma right underneath. He's trying to take as many early picks as possible. Pina Colada taking damage. Queefing Grandma gets one onto Pina Colada. Leaves Viper in a low position. Sky gets a pick onto the Appa.
Hailing over
UC
here.
low. Omen towards B main. Trying to get the isolated gunfights, but there is a molly on bomb. 1P has smoked himself on. UC is sticking the bomb, gets the bomb diffuser off, but 1P is close in the smoke.
Remaining.
Over the border, gets a pick. It's a 2v1 on the bonus round, and Lin is holding this for the dear life with the 1 HP health. And NSU convert the bonus round, maintaining the momentum from Ascent. The open for no reason. Pinguini at the top of a ramp behind the Viper while waiting for a pick, and the game has slowed down significantly. With the minute 20 on the board in the 5v4 position, they're on a low buy. Lin takes the initial gunfight, loses it. UC takes the initial gunfight as well and loses it as well, making it a 5v2. Queefing Grandma goes a little bit overboard. No FCK gets one. Pina Colada gets the other, making it a 3v2, but Pina Colada is low. No FCK with the Cypher ult, but Pinguini is there holding, making sure that they cannot secure any gun and secure any little bit of space. But with the ult behind no FCK, they know that Pinguini is up A heaven, and they are going to slowly start trailing him behind him, trying to create the space and trying to create the pressure away from him as Appa and Bendover go towards B main. But it looks like they're not going towards A heaven anymore. They are going all the way through spawn. No FCK ahead with the Sheriff. Pina Colada right behind with the Bando. They have no information that Pinguini is still holding this position. And it looks like no FCK is going to put a cam up. And Pinguini is going to give the ruse up and put himself back into vents. Appa, the only one in sight, takes the swing out with the 1 HP health in the dream. Bendover pops a molly on bomb. Bendover gets another pick, and Appa gets another on Pina Colada, making it a 3v0. It looks like NSU are just actually Goosey's just gonna be holding and waiting. Queefing Grandma knows that there's a gunfight here and wins both of them. It was a 5v3, making it a 3v2 with Goosey getting taken down with Pina Colada. And it looks like it's a 3v2 for the side of NSU. The bomb going down for Queefing Grandma is huge. Pop has a breach ult active. 1P is about to take the gunfight onto the guy into vents over the border, wins that, making it a 3v1 for the side of NSU. It looks like LUX are going to call for the save as Lin is going to slowly back out and creep up. But I want to talk about FCK. This is extremely important to note. 1P gets one onto Pinguini, making it a 3v3. Appa gets one more. Gets traded off by Pina Colada. The trades are going in favor and they are now equal. There is Sky ult and there is Skydog and Flash in heal. So we can see a very good retake on the side of LUX. As LUX set up for the retake. Breach and Omen are both towards B main. This info is going to be extremely important for Pina Colada to know as he has his Raise Rocket ready. The Raise Rocket has his feet. But the Flash goes wide. Has no information. The over the border has pushed up close. Gets the pick onto over the border. Knows that Queefing Grandma is still B main. And then both ulted as Queefing Grandma secures around his breach. Brings him up to 6. This is really, really risky and really, really disruptive Valorant from the side of NSU. To see how LUX retake this. Boombot going towards elbow. Pinguini pops Raise ult. buys as much time as possible.
One
Noxike
enemy
runs into
remaining.
him, making it a 1v2. Bend over in the situation. Can Bend over secure a
Last
7th round for
player
NSU?
standing.
He gets his first, he gets the second, and Lux have just been dismantled exactly yet again by NSU. Goosey gets the pick onto Penguini with the Bucky behind him. Noxike gets 2 over the border,
Spike
trades it out,
down,
making
B.
it a 4v2 on the side of
One
Lux.
enemy remaining.
4v1 now, 1P gets the pick. Over the border, re-TPs back into A, trying to make this run as costly as possible for NSU. Lynn with the only one with the Vandal on his team. She is going to
Spike
dog up.
planted.
First time seeing the dog being used this game, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. Over the border is taking the space already. And Goosey secures the round. The very first round for Lux after 8 rounds continuous by NSU. And if I were Lux, I'd be really happy. This was a low investment round on the side of them. A few of them only picked up guns now, and a few of them have just figured out how to disrupt this whole entire NSU aggression. And I think this was a brilliant call on the side of Goosey to get Pina Colada to hold close with them with the Bucky. This allowed out of the smoke behind the Omen Flash. Omen Flash was beautiful, but
Spike
Penguini's ahead of it.
down A.
Penguini gets one onto Lynn, making it a 4v3. Makes it a 3v3. Penguini gets the second one onto 1P. The Omen TP goes back onto site. Oppa gets another one onto Pina Colada.
Last player
Oppa gets the
standing.
second one onto NoFCK, making it a 3v1. This was a really close round on the side of NSU.
Spike planted.
Goosey, 1 HP. Goosey has a lot of work cut out for him, but the trip is going to completely slow down her retake completely. Is this going to be a call for a save? Or is this a call for taking the site back? Lynn goes unchecked. Penguini pops Razor. Misses the shot onto the Omen. Reach gets the pick. Over the border, 1 HP onto the site. Penguini far away from his team, but he's about to go unchecked
Last player
completely.
standing.
Gets
Spike
one on 2.
down
Gets
A.
one on 2.
One
Lynn
enemy
gets the
remaining.
4th. NoFCK gonna stall it out as much as he can, but NoFCK wins the gunfight onto Penguini, bringing it Lux to their 3rd round on the defense. That was a really close round. They had
Switching
no idea
sides.
Penguini had used a Raise Rocket to scale up Heaven. He gets 2 into the round, putting the 5v3 into the pistol round. This could be the first pistol conversion for NSU on the map of Split. Pina Colada gets one
One
into
enemy
Penguini.
remaining.
Lynn gets another one. This is a beautiful attack from the side of Lux. And they can complete this match. Oppa gets one onto NoFCK and loses the second onto Goosey, making it 4 rounds for Lux. But Penguini gets one into 1P. Goosey trades it out onto Penguini. NoFCK gets another pick onto the breach in mid. Pops this guy by a sniper hole. But Bendover gets 2 off of that
Spike down
as
mid.
she goes unchecked. Pina Colada and Goosey are now in Vens, trying to slow down this NSU read and retake. But knowing that Oppa is right behind them, Bendover is holding the B Heaven. This is going to be a really hard round for Lux to reconvert unless Bendover loses his gunfight, which he does. Goosey takes the gunfight onto Lux. Pina Colada at 36 HP, as Goosey is the only one healthy one out of the 2. Over the border and Oppa are now playing both towards CT, trying not to give him any picks whatsoever, but the Omen Flash goes through, allowing Over the Border to reposition. But this is
30
extremely important to
seconds
note that there is 25 seconds left, so NSU can pretty much tap the bomb as many times as they want to bait it out, but they look like they are gonna... Lux is
Last
gonna
player
try to stick the bomb.
standing.
Pina Colada loses the gunfight onto Goosey, and Oppa wins onto Oppa, and Oppa wins the second gunfight onto Goosey, bringing the round back to 10-5. But if I were Lux, I'd be really happy with that round. They got the plant down, and they costed NSU 3 guns. Skydog goes behind it. They're gonna get over the border, scan him out. He comes out of sight, shooting Grandma at the top of Heaven. Just scans 2 with it.
Last player
And Winnie getting
standing.
one over the border, getting another, and it is a 5v1 on the side of Lux. It looks like Lux had the read, but was just not ready for the breach Heaven. Lynn with the flash out, ready for them to peek out. But it looks like Lynn is just going to try to pull back, try to save her gun, try to take one in the process. But she's facing the whole armada from Lon. Lynn gets one. Does Lynn get the second here? No, she does not, as Penguini shuts her down, making it a beautiful round on the side of NSU. But I think Pina Colada might have just slipped the timing. Pina Colada does go unchecked, and that leaves Goose Bendover in an exposed position. Bendover re-clears it, but then gets picked off.
Spike
Oppa gets
down
one
A.
pick, and Queen Grandma gets
Last
another pick.
player
But
standing.
Queen Grandma gets a pick onto Pina Colada, leaving it a 4v1 on the side of Lux. But it looks like 1P's all alone in an island. And Oppa re-clears it, notes that 1P is on the A side indeed. Popping the breach out to secure the game. It is a blowout game from NSU, bringing the game to 13-5. And just like that, folks, NSU have closed out their